For to you is born a Savior in the town of David, who is Christ the Lord. And that's a beautiful story, you know, in this Christmas season that we're in. We'll gather around the family, we'll look at this story about baby Jesus being born as the Savior of the earth, as the Savior of us all. And I mean, whether you believe in God or not, there's this story in the Bible, in the New Testament, that reiterates this beautiful story of a sacrifice, of giving. And you know, we'll gather around the tree, have all the presents, but there's another story, a perspective on that story that I want to take you to. You know, in Luke chapter 2, when it says, "Unto you a child is born," it's a personal story. You know, this story is about you. The Christmas story includes you. And you know, as we're kids and as we grow up, you know, we'll have nicknames and different stories that sometimes we're not all too proud of, and we try to, you know, run away from it, but it keeps catching up to us. You know, there's a history behind us. And in this way, this is a positive history, but this is a story, no matter how many times or how far you will run away from, will always catch up to you, because it is about you. When the word says unto you, you see that God sent Jesus, his son, to us. And what you may be asking, where am I going with this, Dave? Well, let me just tell you this. This story is a personal story. The story of giving. Yes, there's this story about Jesus and his impact on the world and how he saved each and every one of us. But wherever we're at, you see that Jesus meets us where we are. And I don't know where you may be at in your life. Maybe you're in the pits, maybe you're depressed, maybe you feel on top of the world, but far from God. You don't have to feel perfect. You don't have to feel clean to come to him, because Jesus meets you where you're at. Now you may be looking at this story as, oh, that's just some story that happened in a book. It's not real, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't matter to me. You know, this story saves and changes lives. God sent his son unto you. He thought about you and when he sent Jesus. You know, my mom, beautiful mother, she's a mother of 6 children. My parents are in ministry, missionaries, doing saving lives, bringing the gospel to other people. But there was a point in my mother's life where she did not have Jesus. She did not know him in a personal way. And she was a teenager, and she had a knife to her chest. And she felt, you know what? My parents don't care about me. My family doesn't care about me. There's no God that exists. I'm just a number. If I kill myself, no one will miss me. So I'm just a number in a world of billions of numbers. But the thing is, God knew about her. God did not see her as just a number. And in that same way, God does not see you as a number. If she took her life away, she would have not had that joy and that growth and that purpose that she has now, because she partnered and said yes to God. Now what I want to leave you with is that this story, this beautiful story, is a story about you. And that means your story is a story of hope, of life, and of purpose. Because Jesus came as the Savior to a world that was lost. And we may be feeling lost in our lives at certain points, you know, whether you're trying to fulfill your life with drugs or different things, money, sex. You know, this story, this is a part of our lives. This is where we find true fulfillment in our lives. I just want to challenge you today. Take that story. Say yes to Jesus if you don't know him in a personal way, to come into your heart, because that's all he asks. Baby Jesus was born in a manger, in a barn, in a stable, not in an extravagant hotel with white sheets in a hospital. He was born in the lowliest of places. So you don't have to be what I'm going to say is, you don't have to be perfect to be in a relationship with him. I mean, the world will teach us that relationships are contract based. If that person doesn't fulfill, if that person doesn't reach expectations, we don't want anything to do with them. But this relationship with God is a covenant between you and him. That means even in our pitfalls, even when we stumble, he will love us nonetheless. And he understands we're not perfect. But in our life, if you want to find perfection in your life, you got to look to Jesus. So I just challenge you today. Take this story, read it, learn it, apply it, and nurture it within your heart. And you'll be living the best life you've ever had, in time now and eternity.